because I do want to get some stuff done tonight before I go out of town this week. And I do want to do a spit knowledge too after this review about this. You said what?
About what?
Well, this whole hip hop 50th anniversary, something I saw an Instagram post that kind of interested me. And I also want to touch on the MC Shan comments too. So I want to touch on all that stuff.
It's crazy.
That nigga aged horribly. I hate to say it, man. I'm just like, yo, Shan.
Yeah. Don't take drugs. That's how you gonna look.
And you know what's crazy though? It's like this is the same guy that didn't want to be on the symphony because of the fact that he didn't want to be with all these newbies, but all these newbies ended up being more successful than him.
Hall of Famers, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't get it.
But you want to do all this whack house shit. I don't know.
You wanna work with Snow and shit instead of young people. Yeah, bro.
And it kills me too, because remember, him and LL had beef, but then Marty Marl ended up doing his best shit outside the Juice Crew with LL. Let's be real.
Top 10 rap album all time.
So, and then I'm gonna talk about the Instagram post. I'm gonna keep that under wraps right now. Yeah. I don't even know if I'm gonna do Lashida's Jeopardy tomorrow. I'm just gonna be like, I'm just giving myself a week off. Fuck it.
So yeah. No. If she doing some Disney shit, I ain't showing up. Fuck all that. My time is valuable.
She just throws shit like up against the wall and shit.
Yeah, it's like what? What are we doing today? Barbie. I'm definitely ain't showing up for that.
You said Barbie?
I'm definitely showing up for that.
I gotta see that Jamie Foxx movie on Netflix though.
Yeah, I ain't see it yet.
Yeah, everyone says it's pretty good though.
So they say.
Shout out to Eric, by the way, for that dope YouTube video we did the other day.
Yeah, he was on last night talking about the fight.
Yeah, everyone was talking about the fight last night. I was at work.
That shit. Crawford is the best boxer right now, man. Of any division. He beat Spence ass bad. I ain't never seen Spence get fucked up like that. Holy shit.
I saw the memes and everything.
That nigga was looking like Martin from when Tommy Hunt busted his ass.
That's the meme I saw too.
Yeah, he got fucked up like that. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about when these niggas shit talk before these matches. I'm like, it happened to Ryan Garcia too. Don't do that shit before the match. But they make themselves look stupid.
I can't count how many times when somebody went up against Tyson, they were talking mad shit only to get beat within 10 seconds.
And they got knocked out in the first round.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There was this one white boy. I forgot his name. I'm gonna send you the video if I find it though. He just like Tyson ain't nothing. Tyson ain't nothing. Then you said what?
I told niggas that Crawford was going to beat Spence. Yo, Spence ain't never fought no competition like him before. You're not beating the dude. This is where Mayweather left off. Crawford picked up. This is the new king of boxing right now, as far as I'm concerned. This is the king of boxing. and it's a shame that he don't get the same type of publicity because of where he's from.
Where is he from?
He from I think St. Louis or Missouri. He from over there, like one of them areas, but you know what I'm saying? They gotta put respect on his name now.
And Eminem walking out during the fight. Yeah, Eminem was walking him out. Yeah.
They ain't doing no Star Spangled Banner. I know that's the first time I seen it happen for a fight. Nobody's saying. So either they just said fuck it, or they just didn't think it was an important enough fight.
Fuck the Star Spangled Banner. That's what I said.
Because if it was Mayweather or Pacquiao, they would have had a whole bunch of people out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that Travis Scott album was whack as fuck, yo. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah. Not a fan.
There was not even one song the beats was. It's like the beats sounded like.
Why are you surprised?
No, I'm not gonna lie. Astro World was dope, and the one that came after Astro World, that Birds, whatever, was decent. But I'm just like, it's a far drop down. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Not a fan.
Like, I'm just gonna stick to Magic 2 for right now. Fuck that. Magic 2, Larry June. I'm
Oh yeah, for sure. Killer Mike.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Best albums out right now.
And there's some more hip hop albums I gotta listen to this year though. I've just been all over the place.
Oh yeah. There's some more coming.
I'm just like, Travis, what the fuck, man? Like, you worried about who's that motherfucker that was? Somebody was trying to throw some shots at him. You worried about that motherfucker? Worry about your own fucking music, nigga.
Yeah. Drake's throwing shots at everybody.
That nigga is still relevant.
He's throwing shots at Pharrell, Pusha T, everybody, man. Louis Vuitton. I think he's in his feelings because Louis Vuitton they didn't give him that spot that Pharrell got, so he feels some type of way.
Right. Oh yeah, ASAP Rocky. That was the dude. Okay, thanks, Q. Yeah, Drake.
Rocky was taking some shots at him, but he basically saying Rihanna's my bitch now. you might have had her before, but she my baby mother now. So take that, Drake. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna drop my music video for the Masquerade on Friday. I might drop some snippets either tonight or tomorrow. I don't know yet.
Okay.
So I gotta wait till this deal gets ironed through. What else is going on? The top 100 artists. Well, excuse me, 101 artists. That's gonna be next Monday. Starting that. 50 artists, one episode.
Nice.
I'm not doing this whole 10-week shit no more. That shit gets tiring, and I'm like, okay, damn, I gotta do this shit again. Fuck it. Man, I was trying to get some collections, some CDs, man. I found some CDs, but the line was too long.
Right.
But honestly, I feel like no one's not gonna pick up the CDs. So,
well, you good?
Yeah.
Unless they watch this and shit, they gonna be like, I gotta beat Reg to those albums.
Yeah, I'll probably get them like next weekend or something. Cause
beat Reg to the drop.
Honestly, the CDs, it's like a lot of white people go to that store, and the CDs that I picked. I know white people don't listen to that shit. So
Yeah, I was supposed to go. I had a homie that hit me up to go record digging, but I keep telling people, I'm like, if you're gonna message me on Instagram, do not expect to get a message back if I'm not logged in. I don't stay logged in, so unless you have my number, I'm not. There's no telling when I'm gonna see that message. So I saw the message late, and I told him, I'm like, yo, we gotta plan that another day because I don't stay logged in. I don't know why people think I be logged into that shit.
right.
You know, I like my privacy and my time away from social media. I don't need to stay logged into shit.
It be like that sometimes because everybody
You
be
know,
on social media.
they get in their feelings. I'm like, bro, like if I ain't respond to you in like 8 hours, what does that tell you? You know what I'm saying?
So you don't fuck with. I don't fuck with you, nigga.
It's like I hit you up when I hit you up, man.
I'm gonna start in about 5 more minutes. Also, another thing, Drake just bought Tupac's Crown King room. That's all his. He must got the money.
He buying everybody's shit. He buying Pac ring. He buying Pharrell's. How you buying Pharrell jewelry and then you talking shit about him?
That's what I don't get.
I don't understand that. He bought all like Pharrell put up his medallions and shit on for sale.
Right.
I still don't know why he did that because Pharrell is filthy rich. So I don't know why he did that anyway. But he put up like a whole bunch of shit like beepers and blackberries and shit for auction. And this nigga dad with picture of Drake wearing like all the medallions, like he bought his fucking jewelry, and then you gonna turn around and talk shit about him. Makes no sense. Now he couldn't do that shit to Pac if he was alive. First of all, you wasn't gonna be able to buy that nigga ring, and you definitely wasn't gonna buy that nigga ring and talk shit about him while he's still here.
Drake's just a clown.
You know what I mean? He would have had the outlaws all over his light skinned ass.
So this whole Cardi B throwing microphones.
You saw that shit? What's up with her?
Honestly, I'm
That
not gonna.
relationship is not going to last. I see that shit already.
I'm not gonna hold you. The motherfucker shouldn't have thrown. I hate when niggas throw shit at the artist. Honestly, so
But
I don't.
that just started happening. Is that like a new trendy thing? Like these motherfuckers just throwing shit on
That's
stage?
not. That's been happening for years.
I've been to many concerts since 1992. I've never seen nobody throw shit at somebody on stage.
Sure.
Never
You
seen
ever
that.
heard? You ever heard a story about Sebastian Bach from Skid Row? He got hit by a bottle and he threw the bottle back and it hit somebody else and he got on stage and whooped their ass.
Wow.
Then
The person that got hit with the bottle went on stage and whipped his ass?
no. The person that threw the bottle, Sebastian, he threw the
Mm-hmm.
bottle back, but
Mm-hmm.
then it hit a girl by accident, a random girl. But
Uh-huh.
then they pointed the motherfucker who threw the ball. He jumped on the stage and whooped their ass.
Wow.
Then I think somebody threw a bottle of piss at Axl Rose at one time too.
I've never seen that happen at any concert.
Well, this is white people.
It's starting to happen more and more often. Like BB Rexa got hit, she had to get stitches in her eye or some shit. That some dude threw it. Why would you throw your cell phone at that? You throwing your cell phone on stage? I don't understand that.
Hell, Capone from Capone and Noriega. I think somebody threw some shit at him in the tunnel. He whooped their ass in the tunnel and shit.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah, this has been a recurring thing.
Well, they need extra security for these artists then.
Yeah, but artists are worried about fans taking selfies at their own
Right.
concert. That's what they're worried about.
That should be the least of their problems. You got a whole phone coming aiming for your face, and you worried about a selfie?
Like, get the fuck out of here.
You know what I'm saying? I've never seen that. I've never been to no show where motherfuckers was throwing shit on stage. Except unless it was like women throwing their panties. I did see that, but in Boyz II Men tour they had women throwing their panties on stage at them, but Other than that, there was no cell. Well, we didn't have even cell phones back then, but there was no people throwing shit on stage. Shit was
Ridiculous.
crazy. But she just like she has a habit of doing that though. Like she was on the red carpet for was it like the Oscars or something, and she threw her shoe at Nicki Minaj. Like, come on, man.
Well, that was different
Well,
because
how is that different? You had you dressed all elegantly to go. You around white people and shit. You know they're gonna be showing it on the news. It like you're throwing shoes and shit at people.
the reason why that was different because that was a fight waiting to happen. The whole microphone throwing shit. She just did that out of impulse. Let's be real.
That's crazy.
Now, granted, I don't think I would throw it at my microphone honestly because
Right.
that shit hurt. It hurt, but still, like I said, this is one time I don't blame Cardi B. This is one time I don't blame Cardi B because that was literally just what she did.
She got one fucking album out. Can you put out some damn music instead of throwing microphones?
Yeah,
You
she do.
know, for all her fans that care about her shit. That's all I keep hearing about. Oh, how Cardi got all this hype and she only got one album.
That is true.
Put out some
But
damn music instead of throwing microphones at people.
because I feel like she don't even want to do music like that no more. To be real with you,
She just want to be a social media troll and shit,
yeah.
trending for the wrong reasons.
All right, so I'm ready to start whenever you are.
All right.
What's up, you two? How's everyone doing this lovely Sunday night? It's your boy Reg in the building, in a more chill mood today. Honestly, um, going on vacation this week, so enjoy the shit we got planned up while it lasts. Got my homeboy Trial with me.
Yep.
What's goody?
Chilling.
Now, a disclaimer. I know I did not pre-record Women and Children first before this one. I'm gonna do that. I had a lot of bullshit happen this week. That's all you need to know.
You good?
So we're going to actually jump into the next album as scheduled. Their fourth album, Fair Warning. This album came out April 29th, 1981 on Warner Brothers. You guys should know by now is David Lee Roth, Eddie Van Halen, Alex Van Halen, Michael Anthony, and whatnot too. Okay, when it comes to the singles, it only came out with one single in the US. Keyword, one single in the US. I'll get more into that in a minute. So This Is Love, which spoiler alert, that's actually my least favorite song off this album.
No.
Oh, you said what?
No, I ain't seen him.
Uh, but then in Europe, you had singles like Unchained, Mean Street, and Hear About It Later. So yeah, let's get right into this shit. So, they dropped Woman and Children first in 1980. Again, that review is coming. That's going to be a pre-recorded review. I've just been on some other shit this week. So after that album came out, a lot of things started happening to the group. For instance, Eddie Van Halen actually met Barbara Cooper, aka Valerie Bertinelli, at a concert, and they started dating and everything, and they married in April 11, 1981. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when they had their son Wolfgang in 1991 as well too. Also too with Eddie Van Halen, he actually established his studio, 5150 studio. You know what I'm saying? Which because he wanted to like do more work with like synths. He wanted to do like more experimental work. Now, this actually was one of the things that actually started the whole beef between Eddie and David. Well, more specifically, Eddie, David, and Ted Templeton, which I call like the fifth member of Van Halen, if you ask me, who's also the producer. Because Eddie Van Halen wanted to do like more complex, longer arrangements kind of songs. But then David and Ted, they was like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because they favored more commercial route. You know what I'm saying? And they butted heads a lot with this album. There was times when like Ted actually stormed out the studio. You know what I'm saying? Because he just could not really deal with the tension and whatnot too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And you know what's crazy though, and I'm gonna be keeping a buck with you guys. If I had to pick possibly a third favorite album from the group, keyword possibly, it might be this one. Yes, the debut album, very great album, 1984, a very nice album as well too. But something about this album, I don't know what it is. It's just so fucking dark, experimental. I don't know how to fucking explain because the crazy thing about this record, it was like this is actually the slowest selling album in the David Lee Roth era. He didn't really do good commercially because you saw Eddie Van Halen doing like a lot more work with like the synths. Even though he only started using the keyboards to the Woman and Children first album with one song, which I'll get into that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I have to say. This is the album cover right here. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know what the fuck is going on with this album cover. To keep it a buck with you, you know what I'm saying? It looks like some. I always thought it was just. Excuse me. I know there was supposed to be like members of the band, but it looks like some Prince of Egypt kind of shit. I don't know what. You know what I'm saying?
Prince of Egypt.
Yeah. All right.
That shit was bad.
You didn't like that movie?
I didn't like the movie or the game. I played the game for PS2. I didn't like it either.
I feel you. The movie was good. It was like it's not like my cup of tea,
right?
Honestly, but I feel like visually it's a good experience. I feel like that was when DreamWorks was just trying to do their Disney. I feel like that was their Lion King. I'm gonna be real with you.
That was a Lion King.
Yeah.
It didn't make Lion King money.
It didn't make Lion King money, but it did have a good soundtrack. And you believe that Mariah and Whitney, I love that record. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, it was from there? I remember that song.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Then they also had that movie Anastasia, which again, that was another one of their Disney movies. It's like those earlier DreamWorks movies was like so fucking Disney-fied, it's not even funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Let me charge up my laptop because this shit's about to fucking die.
Yeah.
But yeah, the album cover, that's one of the things I didn't like about the album was just the album cover, to be real with you.
Right.
Okay. You say you're going to a Snoop Dogg concert, okay? I just saw Snoop Dogg in the news about something. You know Snoop Dogg, he's always in the news for doing random stuff like painting and just fast food. I don't know. Snoop is. All right, let's get started. This album has 9 songs. So, one more thing. The only reason it's been said that this album reached platinum status is because they spent $250,000 on payola. Wow. And if you guys don't know payola, that's when like certain record companies. What's up, Eric? Certain record companies want to send money to radio stations to play their music. These days, people call it buying bots. You know, buying listeners and stuff like that too. That's what they call it these days. So you learn something new every day. Okay. So it's crazy too because this is a good album, but the tensions was just going.
Yeah.
Which, again, if you guys seen the 1984 review me and Try did and stuff like that too, you know what I'm saying? We talk more about the tension and everything like that. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. So we're gonna start with track number 1 called Mean Street. Very, very, very heavy song. With songs like this, you can see the battle between Eddie's complex writing and arrangements, and David Lee Roth is kind of like vintage Van Halen sound of everything like this. David was talking about growing up in Newcastle, Indiana. You know what I'm saying? Then he moved to Los Angeles, and everything like that. It was actually a reworked song
Mm.
demo called Voodoo Queen, the demo that Gene Simmons of Kiss produced for them.
Right.
And this song is also may have inspired Guns N' Roses when they did Welcome to the Jungle. You know what I'm
Welcome
saying?
to the jungle.
Yes, that song.
Yeah.
And this is actually one of my favorite songs off the album, which you're gonna hear me say that about 4 times on this fucking review. Very, very heavy song. I love one thing about this album, it has like the best intros to any Van Halen songs, period. Which I'm gonna get more into that in the next song, but this is actually a very nice way to kick off the album.
Yeah, it was cool. I like the beat.
Yeah. Now, possibly my one of my two favorite songs and one of my favorite Van Halen songs ever, Dirty Movies.
Sound
First
like
of
a
all,
porno.
you said what?
Sound like a porno.
Well, it is kind of talk about a porn queen, but we'll talk about that. First of all, it's that intro, that dun 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 dun. I don't know if it was just me. It kind of reminded me of the intro to Lionel Richie's All Night Long. I don't know if it was just
All
me.
night long. No, not to me. I don't know where you get that from.
I said kinda, but
Kind of.
yeah.
I didn't get those vibes.
But this is actually one of my two favorite songs off this album. It's talking about how a prom queen pretty much turned into a porn star overnight and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? I love the line when he said, "Pictures on the silver screen, greatest thing you've ever seen. Now her name is up in lights. Everything turns out all right." You know what I'm saying? So pretty much, if you put this song in today's context, it's like girls who do like OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? Who like to sell their pussy on
That's like
Instagram.
all of them now online.
Yeah,
As soon as you go to a chick page, you think she a regular broad. It's like, oh, she got an OnlyFans. Can't talk to you.
man, you won't believe what. I'm gonna let you tell your thoughts on the song, but you won't believe what happened. I'm gonna tell you some shit later.
It's cool. And they be requesting people. I'm like, I know you don't really think I'm about to pick this up. Yeah,
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah,
It was a good song.
yeah, man, definitely.
This shit was this a single?
It should have been a single, but
Yeah,
no.
yeah. I could see a daddy definitely a raunchy video for this.
Yeah, this was like Hot for Teacher before Hot for Teacher.
Right.
But yeah, you won't believe what happened on Instagram, man. Like
Happened.
this fucking cracker girl gonna come up to me talking about how she wants to do a portrait of me
A
and everything
portrait.
like that. Yeah, man.
Fuck you
So
think she was Picasso?
she said she was gonna pay me $500. I'm just like, fuck it.
What?
Okay. So then next you know, she's talking about what's your email address so I can send you the check via email. I'm like,
Mm.
that's shit already sounds sketchy as fuck. Look at my stuff like. So then you know me, I always look it up on Google. Turns out it was a fucking Muse scam or whatever.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, hell no. This is why anytime a motherfucker want to do that shit, I always look some shit up on Google to see if it's a scam or not. So,
Right. Make sure it's real.
hmm but yeah, man.
Bitch.
This song should have definitely been a single as well. Cause let me tell you, it surprised me that it wasn't. It's a fan favorite song, but nah, they were too busy beefing, and Warner Brothers was not really promoting this record like that. Let's keep it a
Mhm.
buck.
Yeah. Damn you, Warner.
Right. All right. Next track, Sinner Swing. First of all, very awkward name. The original, I think the original was gonna. I think the original version of the song was supposed to be called like "Swinging and Push," some shit like that. This was another very dope song. You know, Eddie Van Halen actually did his guitar work in one fucking take, believe it or not. So that should tell you something. You know, so this is a pretty good song.
This is dope. I like the beat and guitars on this. You know.
I'm gonna text you by the way.
All right.
All right, and now another one of my favorite songs next to Dirty Movies. Hear About It Later. Yo, I think that's me.
Yep.
Yo, yo, this song. Oh my god,
You
man!
like,
This
you like it that much?
yeah, just text me. I don't want to just text me
Okay.
that shit. But yeah, this song right here is definitely another one of those quintessential Van Halen songs that could have easily been among their first two albums, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? The intro, the melodic intro, that ding ding ding. Like I'm not doing it right because I'm fucking it up, but yeah.
Right.
And you know what's crazy though? An interesting thing about this song.
Mm,
This song was like the B side to the only single on the U.S. So This Is Love, but
right.
they had this tour in 1981. I think they performed in Miami or somewhere in Florida or down south or whatever,
Mm,
and they performed. They had a video to this, so This Is Love, and I forgot the other song on top of my head though, but they used that as a music video for MTV. And you got to remember, back in 1981, MTV was established like August of 1981. So people thought that this was a single, but it really wasn't a single and shit like that. It was just, you know how like say they picked a random song sometimes and they threw a live performance in that shit too. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So it's just like,
Right.
that's pretty much what you got for Hear About It Later.
Yeah,
But
a lot of groups did that.
yeah, they did. Hell,
Mm,
Michael Jackson did that with Dirty Diana, but Dirty
mhm.
Diana was a single. Let me stop.
See,
It
I
wasn't a
wanted a video for that though.
yeah, that would have been a grimy video and shit.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and
but
Prince.
when it comes to you said Prince,
When you got the look.
honestly, with Prince at the Sign of the Times,
Mm,
he pretty much just did all those live performances from that movie and shit
as a
like that.
video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the If I Was Your Girlfriend, I think I Never Could Take the Place of Your Man, some
Mm,
shit like that. So, and the album Sign of the Time, that's my favorite Prince album, but
right.
it wasn't really promoted in the U.S. as much as Europe like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know, that was during the Europe fascination era, the parade around the world in a day era,
Mhm. Right.
and everything like that. Sheila E.'s romance album.
Some great
Yeah.
albums.
You said what?
Some great albums.
Yeah, I mentioned the Sheila E. romance album too. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I only heard Parade, so
but yeah, but Hear About It Later.
mm,
Very great song. I love again the secret ingredient, Michael Anthony's vocals. You know what I'm saying? I don't wanna hear about it, baby. Like it just his chemistry with David Lee Roth, man. I'm like,
right.
God. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
Sometimes like I noticed like sometimes for like those rock songs, when you have good backing vocals, they go a long way.
They do. They do. Q said, I think OnlyFriends is a bad negative image on women. Well, that's the thing, Q. Not every woman who has an OnlyFriends promotes sex. Sometimes they promote like their artwork and
Are you
shit like that
serious?
too. They
Every chick that got an OnlyFans promote sex on there. What you
no,
mean?
no, but really, when OnlyFans originally came out, a lot of females and other people that were doing like a lot of artsy stuff in OnlyFans. That was before sex, the whole sex and porno thing came out with
Yeah,
OnlyFans and shit.
they doing real artsy shit, all right.
Mm. Like don't believe the hype and shit. I remember when OnlyFans actually came out. Um, they had Vanessa, the girl Camille Winbush, the girl that played Vanessa from Bring It Back.
Mhm.
People got mad at her when she had an OnlyFans, but she wasn't really doing like a lot of crazy shit. I think she was just promoting like some of her brands and stuff like that too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, don't always believe the hype of some of them shits. You know, so
The audacity of them to get mad when niggas don't want to. Why would niggas want to pay to just to see you naked? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they get mad when they jump on their DM. Like, hello, you know what you're promoting? You're promoting yourself naked. Like, what you expect?
mm-hmm.
Niggas gonna be like, oh, how was your day? Who's
Right,
doing that?
yeah, man. The next song we got is. Oh, by the way, you said you like the song too.
Yeah, it was dope.
Okay. All right. Next song is Unchained. Yeah, this is another fan favorite song. A very, 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 very heavy song right here as well too. Um, this was the other song they did. They did a video too from that based on that live performance. This was the other song I mentioned. And interesting thing about the song. So David Lee Roth, there's a line that where he says that suit is you, and then he's like talking about this executive or this producer or whatever, and the voice that says, "Come on, Dave, give me a break." That's actually Ted Templeton, and that's the only time Ted actually did a voiceover on a Van Halen song as well too. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying? So that's pretty interesting as well. And again, this was another single that was released overseas, but it still managed to chart in the rock charts, and it peaked at number 13. You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying? So yeah,
unlucky
man.
13.
Right. You said what?
Said unlucky 13.
Yeah, this album just has a lot of bad luck to it. Let's just be real.
It should have
This,
been
this
called
has
Bad
like,
Luck.
I mean, Fair Warning was a perfect title of this. So
Right.
yeah.
Fair warning, this album is gonna be bad. You
I wouldn't say all that though.
know. Of course you wouldn't. It was alright. It wasn't one of my favorites on it.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I like the song, but I have to agree with you. It's not like I don't like it as much as the fans do. You know,
Right,
like give me Hear About It Later, Mean Street, Dirty Movies.
right.
But oh, of course, Jump, of
Yeah.
course. All right, then we have Push Comes to Shove. Um, so you remember when we've been talking a lot about this recently, and I think we talked about this recently when we talked about the police with Sequonaxy
Uh-huh.
and everything. Reggae was getting really popular in the early 80s, and a lot of acts like Stevie Wonder, The Clash, um, Stevie Wonder, The Clash, they were experimenting with reggae.
Right.
Van Halen was no difference. This was like David Lee Roth's idea. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I'm gonna be real. When I first heard this record, I didn't really care for it at first. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, something about this record though. It's just the experimentation of this album really made me like look at this song otherwise. And dare I say, it's a very nice song. You know, it's not like one of my favorites,
Right.
but it's an experimental song that is definitely essential, especially when we talk about the next album next week. Stay tuned.
Oh boy. Mm. I was not a fan of this. Was not. I feel like once reggae got into mainstream, it was like you had people trying to capitalize off of that genre.
You're right.
You know? And some people did it well. Stevie Wonder did it well because he's a musician, and I know he's listened to different forms of music and stuff, and he pulled it off well. But I don't want to hear Van Halen try to do a Jamaican song. It don't sound right from him. And that has David Lee Roth written all over it, man.
Of course.
This is not Eddie Van Halen's idea. This is all David Lee.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is
You know,
definitely David Lee Roth's idea.
because he was like that. He was willing to take risks and shit. That don't mean he was good, but he was willing to do shit like that.
But you know, one thing I can honestly respect about David Lee Roth,
Mhm.
he's one of those rock artists I like. Where, let's just say, you know how a lot of people they want to do an album, they want to be more commercial, but then when the album don't do too well, they want to be like, oh, I should listen to or I should listen to this person, I should listen to that person.
Yeah.
But David Lee Roth, he's always been in tune with going commercial
What did
and doing
Cannabis say when his first album flopped? Did he say that? I
well.
knew I shouldn't have listened to Wyclef.
He blamed Wyclef, so
Of
that should
course I
tell you
did.
something.
I knew I shouldn't have listened to Wyclef,
I knew I should have had Lost Boys in my shit.
right? And Premiere. How did I turn down the Devil's Pie beat? How stupid of me.
Oh yeah, he did turn down the Devil's Pie beat.
Yes, he turned that down. Premier talked about that he turned it down. I'm like, what? You have the audacity to turn down the beat. You could have had 10 Devil Pie albums or beats on that album. It would have been a classic. You turn that down for the shit Wyclef gave you? Jesus Christ.
Get
Hey, y'all
retarded.
talking about Nas being a bad beat picker? Oh my God.
Exactly.
What made me laugh?
Exactly. Don't even start that shit.
Just listen to that first Cannabis album. You'll instantly agree with what the hell I'm saying. Nas is not a bad beat picker. By no means.
Hell, I'm gonna be real with you. As much as I liked Talk Can I Bust and everything like that, not everything on that, not all those beats was like top notch. You
I
know what I'm
like
saying?
about 2 songs. Buckingham Palace I heard early because I was on the mixtapes and Get Retarded. Everything else, well, I did not like. I don't know how people sit up there and give Nas grief for give him flack for being some type of bad beat picker that DJ Vlad started that narrative and people ran with it. And but y'all listen to that first Cannabis album. It's nothing but
Right.
terrible beats to me.
Hell, I love you know how much I love KRS One,
Mm-hmm.
but after to me the Sneak Attack, a
Yeah,
lot of those albums had horrible beats.
I don't
I'm
even
gonna be
listen to those. The last album I listened to from KRS was the I Got Next. I ain't listened to none of that other shit.
the Sneak Attack has some
What you
heat
said,
though.
bro? And he did a. I'm trying to remember if I heard the album he did with Bookshot. I remember
Ooh,
when that came out, but yeah, you
that
had to have
was
Bookshot on there.
that was if that one and the one he did with Marty Mall are the best
Mhm.
ones he did post I Got Next. Be real with you.
Did I? I think I heard that one, the one with Molly Mall. But
Yeah,
other
hip hop.
than that, like I remember Sneak Attack. I remember when that dropped and all that other shit. I'm like, I ain't want to listen to none of that stuff.
Yeah, because he was on Cock Records at that time.
Yeah,
Oh, excuse me, Cox Records. I can't say
cock.
that.
You say cock records?
Okay. Dartmouth, he said, "Do you think this album was a bit short in length time?" Well,
No,
they had shorter albums than this one. Let me be real with you.
not 9-track albums was the normal back then. You know what I mean? That
Do
was
you
Thriller, Purple Rain. They both had 9 tracks. Those are classic.
hell? Pink Floyd had 5 songs on that album one time.
Right. Hot Buttered Soul, 4 songs.
Do you think this album is short?
Mm. um, I don't know how to answer that.
No, I was asking Dartmouth. I was asking.
Oh, do use what is he Italian or something? Wait, who speaks like that? Do
All right.
use?
So, all right. Now the next song. So this is love. I'm gonna be real with you guys. This is actually my least favorite song off this album. It does not mean this is necessarily a bad song. I just find it appalling that this was the only song released as a single in North America. Like something just told the Warner Brothers, okay, we have dirty movies. No, we can't put this as a single. We have too heavy for a single. Let's just throw in. So Warner Brothers was just so much of a huge fan of this song.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted this as a single because
Wow.
the original title of this song was called Flesh and Blood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But they changed it for obvious reasons. This song is pretty much just about somebody falling in love for the first time. I felt like this has Van Halen 2, aka Try's album, written all
Oh,
over it and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, again, I think I just don't like because it was his only song released as a single, and I could have had some other songs on it.
right. Yeah. Why was that?
But
Why did they only release it as a single here?
again, because I guess, with the Woman and Children first album that came out before, it was commercially it was good, but it wasn't touching the previous two, which again, stay tuned on that. It wasn't touching the previous two because it didn't have no radio friendly songs. So Warner Bros. Was a bit scared
Right.
about the outcome of this album, which that would change when they drop the next album. Keyword,
Mm-hmm.
next album was not supposed to have existed. Stay tuned
Right.
on that.
Oh
So
boy.
yeah.
Yeah. It was alright. I don't think it sounded like a first single to me. That should have
Thank
been
you.
like third single at least, but I
I
don't
say
know
four
what fourth single. Okay,
overseas, yeah.
right. Yeah, because
Because
overseas fans appreciate it more than us.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You could be like they could not speak a lick of English, but they can speak English when it comes to lyrics for their favorite artists over here. So they appreciate it more. So maybe they were just more into the album, than us. I don't know, but it don't sound like a first single to me. The first single is supposed to be like they're supposed to like reel you in into buying the album, into listening to the album. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But when you hear this song, it's like it's more like a third or fourth single. It don't sound like a lead single for an album, for a new album that you can be like, oh, I'm gonna go listen to this new Van Halen album. You know?
To me, if I was to market this album, I would have made it Hear About It Later the first single,
Right.
then Unchained, maybe So This Is Love, depending on how well this album charts. And if I want to put like an overseas single, maybe Dirty Movies. That's just my personal opinion. Mean
Okay.
Street, that was a single. I don't mind that as a single, but again, that was another song that was very dark and heavy. And when Van Halen started out, like I said when we talked about when I talked about the first album, that it was metal, it was heavy metal, but it was not the dark heavy metal. It was the appealable heavy metal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what I have to say about that.
I think so. This is Love should have been the first single too.
You feel like So This Is Love should have been the first single?
Yeah, that could have been the first single also. Compared to
Really?
this one. Compared to this one.
We're
And,
talking
and,
about So This Is Love.
and you make the B side Dirty Movie.
Wait. Because I was talking about the song I was talking about. So This Is Love. So you feel like the So This Is Love should have been a single, the first
Yeah.
single?
No. But is this the one we talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking
Or
about.
is
I'm
it
getting my.
this?
So This Is
No.
Love.
No, I meant the other drink. The B side should have been Dirty Movie.
Oh
For the
yeah. Dirty Movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
For the
I
other
see.
the other single, not this one.
Yeah, because Dirty Movies definitely had that kind of like radio friendly airplay. Like that again, that intro was so fucking melodic. It could easily grab people in before the heaviness comes. Like that. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Black Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, how it transitions to like the melodic to the heavy to the
Mhm.
melodic to the heavy. And
Right.
if I'm not mistaken, that was a single. If I'm not mistaken, so
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. Warner Brothers be making some questionable moves sometimes. That's
They
all I got.
do. They do.
But yeah, next song we got is Sunday Afternoon in the Park. So this is pretty much an instrumental, and the inspiration came from how he was getting ready for his wedding to Valerie Bertinelli. You know what I'm saying? And this
Right.
actually came from Valerie Bertinelli's book, Losing
Mhm.
It and Gaining My Life Back 1 Pound at a Time. Interesting title.
Right.
So because Eddie was very nervous and stressed out about the wedding, and of course, the tension with the band and everything like that.
He was young, right? They were young when they got married.
I think like in the 20s, yeah.
Yeah, that's young.
I think Eddie was in like in his getting into his 30s. Valley was getting into her early to mid 20s, I think.
Right.
I don't really follow the age when people get married. I'm just guessing because I know she got married around one day at a time, and that at that
Yeah.
time she was like becoming a young adult at that time. So
Yeah. And she saved that show by herself.
yes, yes,
Definitely.
I agree. I love that one day at a time review we did.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan, but it was an interesting show to talk about.
Yeah. And I caught it like the last two seasons. I remember I was like 4 or 5 years old when that came out. So
Yeah,
I'm catching it like the last two seasons out of like what 9 seasons they had.
yeah. And now the show's on Tubi now.
Now it's on Tubi, right?
Right. You know what I'm saying? All right. So yeah, Sunday Afternoon apart, and an interesting story about this track. When he was doing this keyboard riff for this song, guess what other keyboard riff he came out with during the session?
Uh-oh. Something for Michael?
Jump. Jump.
Oh, Jump. Okay. And they
Yes.
say that for the last album with David.
Bingo.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Interesting.
Also, mind you, Didn't like the fact that Eddie did a song with Michael Jackson. Let's be real.
But what that got to do with him? Michael ain't ask him.
But here's my thing. Here's my thing though. How you don't like when he did a song with Michael, but you still want to be radio friendly and all that shit. When Michael was like the most radio
Exactly.
friendly artist at that time and
The
shit. Like
most
Thriller was
pop artist ever. The
right.
king of pop. Like, if you do a song with Michael, you would set. You know what I'm saying? Michael ain't asked him. He asked Eddie. He wanted David don't play guitar, right? So he asked Eddie to be on the song. So I don't think he understands about that. So
Definitely.
that's what happens when you're in a group. The jealousy start when one member get collabs and shit.
Right.
You know.
All right. And the last song on this album was One Foot to the Door. Um Again, this is another short track where the guitar playing was like the heavy set of this album, of the song. The lyrics tells a story about a man having an affair with a married woman, and the husband was on the way home and shit like that, and pretty much shit just went left. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know what that is, right? On the low, and in R&B terms, that's trapped in the closet.
Right, right. That's an entanglement. That's what it
Right?
is.
Facts.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real with you. This is another song where Eddie Van Halen's guitar work pretty much was a dominance of the soul song. Which, are you surprised? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So nice way to end off this album. And no, this was definitely not a single, single worthy.
So let me guess. So David didn't like that Eddie had most of the track to himself.
No, it's not even that. It's just like the arrangement. I guess like the arrangement was what he was the production, and he didn't really want them to be a progressive metal group because this album is pretty much a progressive metal album in a weird way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. He
And
didn't want that.
like I said, the first two albums, don't fix it, broke don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? Because they had that radio friendly and radio friendly appeal to it. Hell, even with 1984, which we talked about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But again, spoiler alert, I feel like 1984 was like the best album when it came to Eddie's and David's vision. But
I agree.
yeah. But that's all I'd say about this song.
I got respect for Eddie. He didn't want them to. He didn't want them to be too rock. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I like it. Because I don't like too much rock. So
right. And let's be real though. A lot of the shit that they were doing in the early 80s, motherfuckers were doing that in the late 80s.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not just glam rock groups. A lot of like Jane's Addiction, for instance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That second album and shit like that with that Don't Get Caught Stealing,
Right.
in my opinion, that was a bit more progressive metal in its way too. Hell, Motley Crue, when they did Dr. Feelgood, you see some traces of Van Halen's 1984. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, that was the only album Motley Crue did when they were sober. The only album in this car they did no drugs,
They were sober.
no alcohol. They were 100% sober.
Wow.
And Dr. Feelgood was about a drug dealer.
So think about that. All of their albums went multi-platinum, and they were like high on them shits.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Dr. Feelgood was the best-selling album, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Right.
He's the one that they call Dr. Feelgood. He's the one that make it feel all right.
I know that song.
Woo!
I know that song.
And then I think they dropped a compilation. And next year they dropped that Home Sweet Home '91, which I like that way more than the original.
Right.
Oh my god, yeah, y'all don't make me get started on Motley Crue, man. Like I said, man, Crue has some hits though.
Did you ever see the biopic?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Did you like it?
It was entertaining. I actually did like it. Some stuff I kind of understand why they had to sugarcoat some stuff because Motley Crue lived that life.
Right.
The casting, I didn't mind the casting, honestly.
Right.
But
I thought it was good.
It was very good. The only thing I did not like about the movie that was the kind of like the cheesy way they were doing the narration.
Right.
and everything like that. Them looking in the camera, I'm just like, okay, I could have done without that.
True.
Yeah. But other than that, when it comes to this album, this is actually a very great album, in my opinion. A very slept on album, too. Well, I blame Warner Brothers for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I wish they would have dropped some more singles on the US and everything, but Eddie Van Halen definitely did his thing with the guitar and synth on this record as well, too. You know what I'm saying? The songwriting also was a very prominent component when it came to like this album's success and this album's gravitas. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Um, if I was to kick out one song, it would be "So This Is Love." Just being real with you,
All right.
you know what I'm saying? Um, but I'm gonna give this album a 4.5 out of 5.
Oh wow. I'm gonna give it a 3. I like some songs on it. I still like the second album better.
Oh my god,
I
really?
still like that one. Yeah, I still like the records on that one, and the instrumentation on that one.
I have a lot of
Well,
respect.
I'm not a huge Van Halen fan though, so I mean, don't be shocked. It's not breaking news.
I
Yeah.
know, I know, and and that's one thing I can respect about you when we do these rock reviews
Right.
because you don't go because I know a lot of Van Halen fanatics that
Hmm.
love Van Halen too.
Right.
I mean, they worship that album like a motherfucker, and
Uh,
I say to myself, it's it's not touching. It's just not as heavy as the debut. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Because the
Right.
debut had that right formula.
Right.
Running with the Devil, Jamie's Crying, all that fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get mad when people say that they like the second album over Van Halen one. I'm not mad. It's just that I just question myself.
Well, I think that's for any genre. Like I can name artists that on their third, fourth album to me was better than their first. Like EPMD. I think their best shit is, Business Never Personal, Business as Usual compared to the first two.
I agree.
I love they latter albums more than they first two albums. So sometimes it's gonna happen where you find an artist where their first couple albums is okay, but the latter stuff is better. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how the Van Halen fans feel about their latter stuff compared to the first album.
Well, if you the Van Halen fanatic, I can't speak for every Van Halen fanatic, but the ones I've known, the David Lee Roth era, they pretty much love everything the David Lee Roth era. And they have like when it comes to like certain albums, like maybe Van Halen 2 and
Mhm.
maybe the Diver Down album, they might have their pros and cons.
Right.
When it comes to like Van Halen 1, Woman and Children First, Fair Warning, and 1984, in the David Lee Roth era, those are the ones I
Right.
see a lot of people say universally, those are the classics. Now, when it comes to like the Sammy Hagar
Right.
era, it's a bit more varied in my taste, because
Oh.
personally, I like the Fuck album and I like the one from 93. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? I think 93, I think Balance. But then there's a lot of people that like the first album, I think the 5150 album,
Right.
which I really did not really care for it too much. It was a bit too synthy for me. Um, the fuck album, you know what I'm saying? That was the one I see a lot of the Hagar fans say, okay, they all agree that that's a very good album. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But the less said about the Van Halen 3 album with Gary Schroem, the better.
Mhm. Well, you like what you like. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So you gave it 3 mics. I gave it
Three mics.
4.5.
It's not bad. I gave it three
Yeah,
mics. We'll see how the next
yeah.
one is.
Well, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna spoiler alert. The Diver Down album was not supposed to have came out, but they were on tour and they needed something to levitate them. And ironically, that was a bigger commercial success. So stay tuned on that one. That's gonna be next Sunday.
Oh,
So I want to talk about a spit knowledge because of the fact that this just really came to my head.
right.
This whole hip hop 50
Hmm.
celebration. I'm gonna be real with you. I like it, but I have my shit about it. You know what I'm saying? because I was I was on Instagram and I saw an interesting post from Nikki D. You know what I'm saying? Daddy's little girl, Nikki D. I follow her on Instagram and shit like that. Pretty dope.
Okay.
And she made a recent post where she says, "Them, Nikki, why aren't you part of these Hip Hop 50th anniversary shows?" And this is what Nikki said: "I am the one that celebrate the culture, not the business of quote unquote rap music. There's a difference."
Right.
And it's kind of interesting quote because of the fact that I've seen a lot of motherfuckers over the years talk mad shit about certain hip hop, like certain hip hop rappers, like the snap era, the dance era. You know, I'm talking when I mean the snap, I'm like the damn franchise boys, the Yin Yang Twins, Soldier Boy. Of course, you know, people talking about like this was like back in the day growing up. People
Right.
you hear those documentaries of people talking about the whole 50 Cent and the Dipset, how they were it was like a bad thing, that whole bling bling era pretty much. But then years later, I sent you the link by the way, Eric. Years later, people are just now gravitating more to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Saying, you know what, it's all part of the culture.
Right.
And I asked myself this. I asked myself this. What makes shit change? You know what I'm saying? Are y'all just really doing it because of the culture, or y'all just doing this for the clout? And I'm gonna let you give your thoughts on this. I think I don't want to
You
cut
mean
you off.
like them franchise? Well, I never liked that shit anyway. Um, at some point though, when it hit like 15, 20 years, it's gonna become old school. You know what I'm saying? This is what I always try to tell the younger generation that when you listen to these artists now, Gunna, Young Thug, Future, Little Uzi Vert, at some point, if they're still around, they're going to be old school too. So when y'all turn your noses up at our artists from back in the day, just remember these artists now, 20 years down the line, they're gonna be considered old school. And there's gonna be another crop of artists to come along. You know what I'm saying? So I just think like it's at that time now where the Yin Yang Twins and Little John and the Eastside Boys, they are considered old school now. You know what I'm saying? We're not in the 2000s no more. You know what I'm saying? So stuff that was hot back in the 2000s is considered old. Look at Nelly. Nelly's considered old school right now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
He was,
Even
and he used to get scrutinized a lot back in the day.
huh?
He used to get scrutinized that tip drill, that band-aid on
Tip
his
Drill
foot.
was Tip Drill was like the dopest video late night on BT Uncut. I'll give him that. That was the dopest video. Just to have a rapper like slide a credit card down a stripper's ass, and they had to only show that at night. Like that was just dope. You know what I'm saying? But these artists now are considered old school. Like I wouldn't put them in the same category with Force MDs and Houdini, but after 20 years, they are considered old school to me. So that I think maybe that's what it is. Like people are just coming to the realization that okay, they've been around for a minute. Um, they considered old school now. So, but
Exactly.
it don't mean I'm gonna suddenly like them because their music are still being played after 15, 20 years. Eric was
Right.
good.
Hey, Eric.
What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up?
Yeah, I'm glad that you actually came, Eric. I want to get your thoughts on this too.
All right. Repeat what you were saying at the beginning, though.
Okay. Just paraphrasing of what Nikki D said. She pretty much said that she's celebrating the hip hop 50 of the culture, not the business of rap music. And we were just talking about how a lot of these fads, well, not I don't want to say fads of hip hop. I'm gonna say seasons of hip hop. Used to get scrutinized back in the day when people used to go with that whole hip hop is dead ordeal, but then now it's they're more embracing it now and stuff like that.
Okay, this was so, and I understand what you were saying about, like certain eras and certain music that was being out there. You needed that back in the day. You need that right now. It's not a well balanced structure of like certain music. It's only one specific type of music that is being platformed out here for the majority of people to listen to. They ain't really getting that well balanced structure of like different types of hip hop. It's some there in like small images though, but it ain't like on a well balanced scale. And that's what I miss about like the 2000s, even the 2010s, or even the mid 2015s. You still had like somewhat of a structure of like well balanced, like artists that specialize in something different. You just didn't have 30 niggas just being the same type of person. They might have different personalities, but when you listen to these niggas' music, it sounds the same. And
Yeah.
that's what I miss about, like the mid 2000s, or even the late 2000s, the 2007, 2008, 2009 era. I mean, shit, you look at artists like, Waka Flocka Flame. I mean, he just got a diamond. He got a diamond single. You would have never thought he would have reached that status. You needed music like that to specialize in different crowds and stuff. Because some days you get music like that'll cross over. It might be good because you that specific certain artist though, but the majority of people just like it because of its popularity. They don't like it because it's a good song. It ain't really nothing that's out here like bringing, like the true essence of like those memories back, unless they be fucking around using people's samples and stuff and just messing up classic material.
Well,
So I,
I
I
was,
agree.
well,
Oh, you can go.
I don't know, I was saying just like like 20 years ago. I don't see the difference when it come to. I think there was a variety all the time in hip hop. It's just that now, because of social media and the internet, if there's a certain type of sound that you want, and that's with any genre, not just rap, but if there's a certain type of sound from an artist that you want, you got to look for it. The same way we had to dig for records that we wanted back in the 80s and 90s, we had to look for what we wanted when we went to the record store. If I knew that De La Soul was coming out with an album, I was looking at the record store for that specific album. You know what I'm saying? Today it's like, if there's an artist like Cardi B or Nicki Minaj that drops something, you got to look for that album. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna look for a Rhapsody joint if you're not into Rhapsody, or you're not into, a Glorilla. You know what I'm saying? You want a specific type of sound from an artist. It's still like that. It's just that people got to dig on the internet for what they want. If you into Griselda and you into Rome Streets and you know whoever independently, you're gonna look for those artists. You're not gonna look for the mainstream artists that's popping on streaming. I think it's still like that. It's just that you got to look more. It's more variety, and you got to look more for what you want, what your sound is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really see the difference from 20 years ago to now. It's just that it's more of the internet and social media playing a part in what is being presented out there. You know what I'm saying? Because 20 years ago, Little Brother wasn't being promoted like a mainstream group. You know what I'm saying? Like Amigos, like Migos. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know who Migos is in this era. Little Brother didn't have that back in the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? So you still got to search for what you want. It should be easy, especially if you come from the era of record digging. It's like you record digging online. It should be easy for people to search for what they want.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be no excuses for like for you to look for like certain types of music that you like, especially like if you are a physical collector.
Right.
Cause like it comes a time where you gonna have to look for stuff like that, cause we don't know what type of format music gonna be at. And I'm the type of person I want it for like historic, like imagery and stuff. And I always wanted to keep like the true essence of physical, collecting, alive and stuff. Cause a lot of these
Right.
kids don't know nothing about that.
Facts. If anything, I think the artists are more comfortable now crossing over into other genres. That wasn't a thing 30, 40 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like artists now, you look at Doja Cat, Nicki Minaj, they've crossed over into other genres besides rap. Drake, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's more acceptable now to be not just a hip hop artist, but to be, we could possibly be in R&B as well, or alternative rock or whatever. So I think that it's more freedom, and it's more like crossing multi genres for that artist now. So, but other than that, it's like, to me, it's still like, yo, you still got to search for what you want.
Right.
You know.
Which leads me into MC Shan. Now, this has been a recent controversy lately. MC Shan went on to talk about this whole hip hop 50 thing, and he brings up Nas because Nas and Wu Tang are touring this New York State of Mind tour, which they're actually doing great numbers for that as well too. Shout out to them, by the way. And he pretty much said that there was going to be like a pioneer set, which has people like Grandmaster Caz, Roxy and Shantae, Melly Mel, and Shan was not on the bill. And he said, and I quote, "I'm sitting here hearing that Nas is doing this motherfucking 50th anniversary shows, right? Nas, if you're doing 50th anniversary shows and you ain't holla at your mans, let me tell you something, my nigga, don't never mention my motherfucking name again. Don't put my name in your mouth about nothing, nigga." And this is, if you guys follow MC
Hate stuff
Shan,
like that, man.
if you guys follow MC Shan, he has always been very, very, very critical of Nas. That's
Right.
some real shit. Like I know he did a Vlad interview and shit like that too, where he's talking about Nas and everything like that. I hate to say, it's just like, and I don't like calling people bitter, but he definitely has some bitter. He definitely has some bitter taste. Like it's like Dame Dash in a way. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm,
it is just the fact that Nas has given respect to Shan a lot over the years. People fail to mention that. The QB's Finest compilation, me and Try were talking
Mhm.
about that the other day.
Yeah.
She always
yeah.
mentions Shan. When he talk about the Juice Crew, you know what I'm saying? Like when he talk about Roxy and Shantae, mind you, he rapped for Roxy and Shantae when he was little. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Um, and it just kind of makes me upset because this is the thing about hip hop that I fucking hate. You know what I'm saying? The pioneers is always that one pioneer that likes to talk shit about like the people that came after them, just no valid reasoning. Like what like I said, Melly Mel, I get where most of his shit's like sometimes he'll go a bit overboard sometimes. But
Yeah.
I get what most of the shit he's trying to say. You know what I'm saying? I get the most of the shit he's trying to say, especially when he made comments about Biggie and Jay-Z and all that shit. But Shan over the years, I'm just like, come on, man. Like, you didn't really have no I'm sorry, I hate to say he didn't have no classics like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if he wasn't doing music videos when he was on a swing and shit like that, maybe people would take him more seriously. But that's another story for a different day. So I wanna get your thoughts on these two.
Why not call Nas? Why take it to social media? Why not call Nas?
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure he has Nas number. He know people that have Nas number. Hit Nas up directly and talk about that. Why put it on social media? Because now it's like Magic 2 just drops. You come out with this video about how you feel some type of way that Nas didn't include him in the show. It's gonna look like MC Shan versus Nas. So you got their own Queensbridge beef going on that shouldn't be going on. Everybody
Exactly.
knows Shan is a legend. You know what I'm saying? And that classic, iconic, beef he had with a BDP and Keras One. Call Nas directly and talk about that. Like you putting it out there on social media means either two things: either he went to Nas, he didn't get the response he was looking for, or he didn't go to Nas and he was just in his feelings then and there to like, yo, let me do this video and put it out there so Nas can hear me now because everybody gonna be talking about it. You know what I'm saying? If I got an issue with Reg, I'm going to Reg. I'm not making no live stream about it, or I'm
Yeah.
telling this person like, oh, I got beef for Reg. Let me tell you about it, and and Reg don't know nothing about it in the meantime. You know what I'm saying? Nas
Now,
might
now
not
you
even know. Nas might not even know what the hell is going on until somebody might have showed him the video, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
now
that
you
shit
see why I
should be
got mad. Now you see why I got mad months ago when that promoter wanted to spread that shit out in live, like stuff like that, a conversation between me and him. Now you see why I got mad about that shit.
See, but I talked to him behind the scenes. I didn't make a video and like, yo, you got beef from up. You know what I'm saying? I talked to dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that shit should be handled behind the scenes. It shouldn't be on like a social media thing because now you
Exactly.
give me all these people that don't know the history of MC Shan. They're gonna be calling him who this old guy that's better towards Nas, and you don't want that. You want especially for hip hop 50. You want all the legends saluted. He should be saluted. He's not discussed enough. You know what I'm saying? But he should have went behind the scenes and talked to Nas about it.
Exactly. And it's
Yeah,
always it's always the hip hop culture sometimes that just does that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, don't take a note from Drake and Meek Mill and stuff like that. Too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I just want to say that I think this is just a big misunderstanding between both parties, and I think about it behind the scenes. See, this is what real men do when it
Right.
comes to like the hip hop genre. We just don't be going back and forth on some bullshit. We talk this shit out like man, and I know they got a good history and a good repertoire of handling business like real men, and plus they had a point
You said what, Eric?
in life that they don't need to be going back and forth on some bullshit.
I think your shit's breaking up.
Yeah. I didn't hear him.
But yeah, I think I get what he's trying to say. How it
Right.
could be like a miscommunication because the media. I'm not gonna put that past the media itself too. You know what I'm saying? But there was actually a video. He did post a video too,
Mm-hmm.
saying the same shit too. So you know what I'm saying?
Everybody wants to be saluted. I get it because it's 50 years of this thing that we call hip hop that a lot of people thought was going to be a trend, a passing fad, and it's still here after 50 years. And they should rightfully get saluted. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be all about Jay-Z and Biggie.
Exactly. And Pete Rock. He said that no one's mentioning Heavy D. No one's mentioning Heavy D
I
like that.
agree, but
I
but
agree.
we've talked about Heavy D. So
Hell, we're gonna talk about
If
Heavy D.
Pete ever want to talk about Heavy D, he could come join us because we talked about Heavy D for years. So
Yeah, that Heavy D artist Sunday is gonna be fire.
yeah,
Peaceful Journey, Blue Funk,
oh yeah,
Nothing But Love, Heavy's maybe.
classics.
I might even do all of Heavy solo albums. I'm gonna probably do that.
Oh yeah,
He only
that's
has
good
three,
too.
so fuck it. But yeah, and there was another rapper too. Shit, what's the motherfucker name? I'm not gonna lie. I might get some flack for this, but where's the love for Arrested Development?
Facts.
One
I
of the
agree.
first, I think the first successful rap group to come from ATL, not Outkast. I love
Right.
Outkast,
They were
but
before Outkast.
they, hell, Crisscross didn't
Hmm.
Crisscross come from ATL too?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
They
Yeah,
did.
crisscross.
But the thing with those two is, even though they blew up, like the rest of Atlanta don't really look at them for representing Atlanta like that. And they said that in the Atlanta documentary, that documentary they had a couple years ago, like Dungeon Family and the other artists, T.I. and them, they don't really look at Chris Cross and the rest of development representing the whole of Atlanta. That's why they came out and did they thing. But they were successful and they were from Atlanta. They represented well.
Yeah,
and you know what's crazy about these hip hop heads? They think Atlanta rap started when Andre said the South got something to say.
no,
I
the
every
the
time.
the Atlanta the Atlanta hip hop scene was way before that. You still had artists who was building up the momentum in the Atlanta area way before Outkast.
Right.
It just ain't all about Outkast. You got to go back to the true essence of where the history of the Atlanta hip hop music scene started at. You just can't start in like the mid '90s with like the Outkast album. You got to go back way before then because it was momentum that built up the Atlanta hip hop scene way before those artists that y'all was talking about even came out. See,
Right.
a lot of people just be forgetting about the true essence of these people who actually paved the way for the city of any major city in the U.S. when it comes to like the history of the hip hop scene.
Exactly, man. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't TLC based on Atlanta too?
Yep.
Yeah,
The
Hip
face.
hop soul
Yep.
again. Hell, Ooh on a TLC tip was like the most hip hop sounding record. Let's be real.
Yeah. Definitely.
But yeah, man. And it's just like I love Pac, I love Biggie,
it
but
ain't all about them, man.
it's like these motherfuckers think hip hop died when Pac and Biggie died,
Right.
I'm
and
telling you, bro. I get tired of that shit, man.
and then when the South took over, it's like purgatory. Hell, Atlanta wasn't even the first city in the South to blow up in hip hop. People forget Memphis, Houston.
Right.
We really
Yep.
gonna neglect the impact that 3 6 Mafia had?
They can't do that because I think they're the true originators of the trap music genre between Memphis and the Atlanta style. Because those two different mixtures. But I think 3 6 Mafia was the one of the true originators of the trap music genre.
I say that all that Mystic Styles album, it was trap, crunk. There was trap and crunk before trap and crunk. Let's be real
Hardcore.
about that.
Yeah,
Hard,
hardcore, all that
yeah,
shit, man.
Yep.
that's actually my favorite 3 6 Mafia album, man. Shit, because every album after Mystic Styles, like one or two members left. It was like the.
Right.
Yeah.
Shoot, a 3 6 Mafia discography break. I mean, with all the affiliates and shit, that would be crazy.
Yeah, Fraser boy. Ooh, boy, the chat nigga shit.
Little White.
Lil White.
Yep.
That's my nigga right there. I don't give a fuck. Nobody say Lil White be tearing the club up, man.
Play a fly, nigga. Kumpsa. Lord Infamous.
Yeah.
One of the
Coopster
greatest
nigga.
MCs,
Project
Lord
Pat.
Infamous, one of the greatest MCs ever, bar none. To me, he was the nicest member of 3 6 Mafia. I don't give a fuck what no one says, nigga.
Yeah, all
I'm
them
a Juicy
niggas were nice.
J- I'm a Juicy J fan, but
Juicy, I like Juicy too. Don't get me wrong.
Project Pat, my nigga though. That's my dog right there.
Project Pat too, yes.
right.
But I feel like Juicy gets more to love. Nothing against Juicy, but he's like the more visible face of the group. Like he's the Grand Poobah of the group and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I always thought Sadat X was nicer than Poobah.
Same.
Yeah. Dart said there's a difference between Arrested Development and strippers music.
Yeah.
It be like that when you went.
I actually agree with that. Was actually one of the first times I actually agree with you.
It be like that when you in groups and shit. You have some individuals that stand out more than some members in the group.
Right.
Hell, Migos, another perfect group. I remember when Migos was really blowing up.
Yep.
Niggas was saying this style was trash, mimicking them.
Nah.
Once Takeoff motherfucking died, all of a sudden they're a better rap group than Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, according to Billboard.
No.
Really?
I ain't gonna say that though, but they had their own lane. I'm gonna give them respect though. But I understand you know how this list be when it comes to like certain groups and shit. They gonna put them over some legendary groups. Some niggas think that Wu-Tang Clan was lower than some of these other groups. I'd be like, how can you put some of these groups higher than the Wu when some of these individuals don't even have solo albums? At least RZA was giving these dudes a chance to have solo albums. A lot of these dudes in these groups don't even do that.
Right.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And it's just like, and nothing against Takeoff. I actually like Takeoff. He's actually my favorite member. But I remember when rappers like 50 and Snoop, they did a podcast or whatever. Snoop was mimicking the fuck out of Namigos style.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I saw that.
All of a sudden, Snoop was like all sentimental, talking about it was influence. I was like, come on, man. Stop capping. Like,
Snoop a habitual line stepper. He gonna cross that line.
Exactly. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Migos fan. I do like Culture. I do like the first Culture though.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I like some shit from Culture 3. I ain't even gonna lie. I just got that album on vinyl. I'm like, yeah, they got some hits on there. I can't tolerate Cardi B though and 21 Savage on some of those songs. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But Culture 3 is their best album out of the whole Culture series. I'll give you that. I said Culture. The first Culture is the best album out of the whole discography. I didn't say that. It's Culture 1, then Culture 3, then the least favorite album is Culture 2.
Culture 2 is trash, man. Sorry.
Why do you think I put it at number 3?
I'll stick to my Young and Restless soundtrack over there.
Wow.
Now if you talk about their mixtapes, it's gonna be real hard to do because there's a lot of heat that they got on their mixtape series. I remember them coming up and shit. So But yeah, man, you can't take these hip hop lists seriously, man, because they always come up with some of them. They just put any nigga on it and shit.
Right. Yeah, man. Also, man, like, it's just crazy because like that all of a sudden I see motherfuckers like CNN and all these conservative these conservative news stations, all of a sudden they're trying to be down with the culture and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh, I thought you talking about Capone Noriega. I'm like CNN, the news station.
Yeah, nigga, CNN, Fox News, Fox News and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I remember when Bill O'Reilly and Cameron were going at it and shit.
Right. I remember that.
But I watched that shit.
Only time I think about Fox News is when that black dude was reporting on the news and that damn bee got stuck in his eye. No, it flew in his mouth and shit. I'm about to die this fucking country ass fucked up town, man.
I'm weak.
You already know you be having some of these black newscasters sounding white and shit. Then when something happen, you know that black side come out on them and shit. That shit be the funniest stuff ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like Don Lemon ass.
Don Lemon. Yep. I was about to say.
Hell, people were surprised. Ice-T and LL Cool J were rappers and shit.
Yeah, man, these niggas on Twitter be, man, I don't know what to say about some of these dudes, man. I'm like, y'all didn't know Ice-T was a rapper, but y'all know who fucking Ice Spice is. I'm like, y'all better go back to rhyme. Y'all better go back to Rhyme Page or something.
Right.
Nigga, go back to the Breaking movie, nigga. Breakdance ass niggas and shit.
Right.
Shit, I'm your pusher. Shit, that's one of my favorite Ice-T music videos, man.
What you know about You Played Yourself, nigga?
Yeah, I like Squeeze the Trigger. That motherfucking scene off Colors and shit when they was in that shootout. That shit was gangster as hell, man.
Ice-T's
Motherfucking Body Count.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, shout out to Ice-T. He's actually the longest serving actor in a primetime drama. He actually did that shit too. So shout out to Ice-T.
There's a cop at that.
A cop. And he did a song called
Damn right. You damn right, nigga. Ice-T getting paid, man. It's just being versatile. Oh, he's playing the cop, man. Y'all niggas be playing snitches in real life, so what's the difference, motherfucker?
Shit.
Bars.
Man.
Oh yeah, try salute to you, man, for showing me love yesterday in the Errol Spence Terrence Crawford live.
Yeah. That fight was crazy. Yeah, man.
Bar for bar, man. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying that nigga Ice-T said, shit, y'all gonna have to put me 6 feet under before I leave Law and Order. I'm still trying to get this money. Shit.
What are your thoughts on the Ice Cube and Tucker Carlson? I have not seen that interview, believe it or not.
Fuck Tucker Carlson.
But you know Ice Cube don't give a fuck and shit like that. I wouldn't call him a sellout.
This damn mega Ice Cube, man. Shit. Y'all better leave Ice Cube alone before he hit y'all with that bat again.
I can't wait to see LL Cool J in concert in September, boy. Oh my god.
Man.
You lucky motherfucker. You go get to see one of the goats and shit. I'm at home and shit recovering. I'm like, shit, I want to go to.
And I'm gonna take a picture with him and shit. I'm gonna get VIP.
I'm gonna be like, can you sign my LL Cool J Mr. Smith vinyl?
I'm debating if I want to wear my Kango or not, though. Honestly.
Well, that Kango, man. Y'all he might pick you out from the crowd.
Right?
Fuck it, yeah, fuck it.
See my boy Red up there with the gold dookie chain and shit. This shit be gay as hell, boy.
Yo, niggas be always surprised when I be like going to these concerts, going to these events, and I be meeting a celebrity. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck you think? I was like, nigga, I just make moves and shit, motherfucker.
You got the juice now, man.
That's literally what Troy told me a couple of minutes ago.
Right. You know, you don't listen.
You think you got that much juice? You damn right I do.
Not that I don't listen to shit.
Bishop. That nigga Roddy been against his hell.
You know, one rapper I wish was in like discuss more in this hip hop 50th thing. Just Ice.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's what's up.
The original gangster of hip hop.
Right.
Schoolie D.
Facts.
You know,
PSK, what does that mean? Make I forgot. That shit fire as fuck, man. You play that shit in a car.
am I black enough? Come on, man. Shit.
That nigga Ghostface crazy as hell, man. I was listening to that Ice freestyle. He was using the same beat that Cameron was using off that Come Home Me. I was like, this the first time I ever listened to that shit. Ghost was killing that shit. The
Yeah.
only thing I don't like about it, it's only 60 seconds. I was like, no, Ghost nigga, to make this shit a whole song, son.
Mm.
One of my favorite freestyles he did with Method Man was that Stretch and Bobbito freestyle over Black Moon's I Got You Open remix.
Mm.
Bye.
I forgot that freestyle he did with Raekwon. It was at like it was like at a radio station. That shit was, I forgot. They were using I think they were using one of Jizz's beats or something. They
I
were
know which
just
one you're
flowing off
talking.
that shit.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I just forgot about it too. What time is it? I'm gonna stay on for like another 10 minutes and shit. I'm sure they're gonna have the same anniversary for R&B, just like hip hop.
Yeah. Why would they do that? This R&B is more than 50 years for R&B.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're gonna have old ladies back from in the 70s throwing panties on the stage and shit.
Right? Who's
Yeah,
some people? Some people like who? That don't listen to Eminem? Who? What people?
are we really doing this thing again?
I don't.
If y'all don't shut the fuck up, you see, let me say something. Y'all was getting mad at him for walking Terrence Crawford out, man. That dude was showing that man respect. Y'all need to leave that man alone. And y'all been talking shit about Aaron Smith Jr. Y'all was bringing up that this dude was part Jamaican. They didn't have nothing to do with him fighting this shit. Because if he would have won, none of you fuck niggas would have brought that shit up. Y'all up there talking about that man for no fucking reason. He lost, and they embraced each other as brothers. See, a lot of you niggas on Twitter just be talking out of the side of y'all necks and shit. Like, I can see he was just talking shit about the next man though, but shit, they went out there and they fought like man and shit. They bringing up this man background and shit about where he come from and shit. But like, come on, man, don't bring that shit up. Cause if he would have won, y'all wouldn't even kept that same fucking energy, man. That's why I hate about certain niggas when it comes to like hip hop and definitely in the sports game. It definitely boxing too, cause a lot of these niggas are dick riders, man. The second the Errol Spence fucking lost, y'all just jumping off the bandwagon. Y'all need to keep that same fucking energy when he was out there whooping niggas asses and TKOing niggas. But the second that he lose, y'all just out here talking shit about the dude.
Right? I don't go by what Lord Jamar say anyway. So if you don't listen to Eminem, that's his business.
Fuck that nigga, man. I've been. That's the only thing I hate about that dude, man. Cause he said the same shit about female rappers. He was like, I don't respect certain female rappers. Some shit he was saying like he don't find them like a part of hip hop. I'm like, if you don't find them a part of hip hop, then what are your critiques about Eminem, man? Cause like he done paved the way for a lot of these dudes. I
Right?
can't say that about a lot of certain artists who black. Some of
Right?
you niggas ain't even did some of the shit that some of these other artists done did.
Facts.
How you gonna say you respect this dude in certain places, but you still talking shit about this dude, man? That
Because
don't make no sense.
there's something you got to respect him, and we still have his name out his mouth. So,
Shit, I don't like a lot of these artists to a certain degree, but if I see them doing something good for their people and doing something good in their communities, I can give them certain respect. I might not like these motherfuckers though, but if they doing something good and not just bullshitting and trying to fuck people over, then I can give them some respect. Shit, I don't like Diddy like that, but I can see some certain things that he did to put certain people in positions. But it be like that sometimes with some of these niggas, man. Sometimes it be good shit with these dudes, and sometimes it be bad shit with these dudes. Ain't nobody perfect. I mean, I don't know, man. The
Yeah,
whole Eminem shit just get old, man.
they do.
oh, 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 oh.
Yeah, I still be listening to these people's fucking music, but they be using other people's samples and stuff. They might be using a white person sample that in their song, but you will never fucking know it. If nobody didn't ask you or tell you, you might have thought that it was the fucking artist sample, but no. Sometimes these people just be showing respect for certain artists that they grew up listening to.
That's why I don't respect when a rapper samples a song, but they don't know shit about the motherfucker they sample. Like Tory Lanez didn't know shit about Brownstone, but that "Say It" whatever song was a big song. I'm like, this nigga, that's why his ass is in jail right now and shit.
I ain't gonna say anything about that man's jail situation, so I already gave my critiques on that situation. But certain artists do be doing shit like that. At least if you gonna sample these people's music from any genre of music, you need to do your fucking history. That's why I say respect to who's the chick who made that fast car sample? She don't like people using her music neither. Cause Nicki Minaj was trying to use one of the samples from the lady who made the fast car song. You got a fast car.
Oh, Tracy Chapman.
Yeah, Tracy Chapman. She don't like people using her song neither. And I see why Prince was like that too. Cause
did somebody make a cover of that song recently? A white guy?
Not that I know of, no.
Hold on. Somebody made a recent cover of that, a white guy, and that's blowing up a lot. But I'm sorry, continue. I'm sorry.
No, you good. I already finished what I said, man.
I actually got that Tracy Chapman album too. That's actually the only album I've heard from her.
I think I got that first album on cassette.
Yeah.
Well, she had nice example there for Sometimes I Rhyme Slow. That was from her.
That's because they was nice and smooth. They went out here saying some bullshit.
I don't know about all that though, but okay. Wait, actually, Tracy Chapman. There was a recent interview. I think Greg did. I think Tracy Chapman also had an issue with that. Hold up.
Oh,
I mean,
like she sued them, or I mean, they still sampled it.
Let me see, because it was on Vlad TV. So hold on.
Officer Vlad. That's why Rick Ross put you in your place, gave you a couple of lumps a couple of years ago. The boss.
Oh, man.
I might not be the biggest Rick Ross fan like that though, but I can respect you for that, man.
Yeah, Smooth said Tracy Chapman took all the publishing for that song.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Man, she's strong on them niggas like the mafia. I want 50%. Right? I want all this shit, son. Yeah, y'all better get full authorization when y'all doing these samples.
Right.
Shit. Or just do some obscure shit no one ever heard of before.
Yeah, go to Fruity Loops and make you your own beat or something.
Hell yeah.
Except Fruity.
Cause there'd be some motherfuckers, they be picking up like some more obscure samples. Niggas don't know about that shit till 30 years later.
Shit, a motherfucker can use a Fisher Price piano from a kid's toy band and make a fucking hit. Shit, it be like that sometimes. You can find some of the most obscure samples in certain places. You might not even have to spend a lot of money, and it can be a hit.
Oh, today is Eddie Murphy's birthday? Oh wow, happy birthday.
Nice.
Get the fuck out of here. Happy birthday, Eddie Murphy.
He's 62 years old. Oh
wow.
That's what's up, man. More years for Eddie Murphy, one of the GOATs.
What time is this? 101? I'm gonna fuck it 5 more minutes.
Oh, Try, you should have been here when we did the Double XL video. That shit was funny as hell.
Bro, that nigga with the crime scene chalk on his hairline, Wave or whatever his name was, that shit was disgusting.
Wow.
Yo, we had a fake ass Foxy Brown / Little Kim / Nicki Minaj making gun sounds like she was part of Griselda and shit. I'm like, shit, she might be a part of Griselda making gun sounds and shit.
Yeah, Q. Prince charged Arrested Development $250,000 just because he sampled the Tennessee part from Alphabet Street.
No.
Yes.
Tennessee. Ooh,
Prin-
Tennessee, Tennessee.
That's
Take
like
me to another place. Take me to another land. I said, nigga, I want to go back to Africa when I hear that shit.
"Won't you help me?" That was my part. I was waiting for in that song when Dion just went in.
Yeah, that shit fire as fuck, man. Then I like the visualization of the music video too, cause it actually telling a story and shit.
Nah, my favorite joint was that Everyday People joint. That was my favorite.
Oh yeah, that shit fire too.
Yeah, Michael Jackson and SWV used the Human Nature sample for free.
Well, Michael a real nigga for doing that. I need 1 million. I can hear Michael now. Well, you can go ahead and do it with love.
I mean, Michael was already getting money every side around that time too. So shit, he ain't
Yeah.
fuck.
That nigga would have been throwing that money in the fire like Frank Lucas off American Gangster with the chinchilla coat, man. That's just little money. I don't need that shit.
Right. All right, I'm gonna make a few announcements before I head out. All right, so this is gonna be the last video until Friday because I'm gonna go on vacation this week. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get the fuck out of here for a little bit. Um, so Friday at 11 p.m. I want to talk about Joe with the All That I Am album. And Saturday, I know I said 11 p.m. Do you mind if I up it to maybe? Do you have anything you're doing that Saturday?
Saturday? Not right now.
Okay, 'cause I might up that one to maybe 6 or 7
Okay.
because I gotta go to my friend's birthday party that Saturday night, which I just realized I gotta go to work the next month. Yeah, yeah. I'll let you know about that, but probably 6 or 7 on that
All right.
one. And then that's pretty much it for right now for this week. Of course, we have the Van Halen diving down next week Sunday, but I'm gonna worry about that when I worry about that. August 3rd and August 10th, we're gonna do our top 101 artists of all time. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be a very interesting list. You know what I'm saying? We're not just gonna regulate ourselves to just hip hop. We're gonna do artists like rock and pop and jazz and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Um, I've actually did this list about 3 or 4 years ago, and I asked Try if he was down with it. He was like, "Fuck it, let's do it and shit." You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
So,
Thursday, right? Isn't August 3rd Thursday?
oh wait, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Oh shit, I meant to say. Oh, I fucked up. I meant August 10th and
Okay.
17th because I'm still gonna be on vacation. Damn, we were in August. We about to be in August and shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna update that later on and shit. But yeah, man. Also, when I come back, I want to do a movie review on I'm gonna get you, sucker. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I don't know when. It might be the first week after I get back from vacation. You know what I'm saying? Because definitely want to do a bit more movies before the year is over. I know we got the Steve Harvey show late August as well too. Hey, oh Eric, I didn't even tell you about this nigga try asked me what time the Cheers review was. Right? He actually liked 2 episodes. So
What?
this nigga for
Not a big
years he
deal.
was saying I'm not gonna be part of this. He gonna ask me what time is the Cheers review. I'm like, Try, are you okay? Like,
Is she smoking something that got you? Hell no, froze though. I do like 2 episodes though. I'm gonna give you that. I don't like anything
Right.
after that.
Right? That's
and
it.
I, I told y'all I was gonna make him at least like 1 episode.
That's
I
good.
told y'all that. So I mean, he still has a far way to go, but he's
No,
getting there.
I don't. No, I don't.
Nah, he said no 2 episodes was his limit. Next thing you know, you're gonna be
That's
trying to
it.
do a TJ Hooker review.
Right? That's the limit.
Oh, yo, I can't even get through a review of that because I'm gonna be laughing all throughout the review and shit. Shout out to Mike for actually putting me on that show and shit. Cause I was just like, what the fuck? This is
Yeah,
what
they got
this.
that shit. They got a box set of that shit too. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
get up out of here. Give me that Sanford Sunday.
Oh shit. Other than that, this Van Halen album should still be in print. You guys can easily find it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see you guys on Friday. Hope y'all have a good night.
All right.
Peace.
Peace out.
All right, y'all. Peace out, y'all. All right.